All right, welcome back. Another video here on the 60-day revival. It's a 1978 Corvette C3. And what you're looking at right now is how it looked the day that I started working on it, just before Thanksgiving. You can see the rust in the floorboards, the blue interior, some holes, a lot of stuff that needed to be fixed. And, on the outside, wasn't that much better, to be completely honest. All right, so in this episode, you can see I've already got the interior taped off. Not going to rip everything out. The seats are out. Obviously, there is no carpet to start with. Got the door panels off. But the dashboard in particular, I'm not pulling out. If I were to pull it out, I'd be replacing it. And that's not going to be in the vision for this build. But getting rid of that old nasty blue and making everything look nice and fresh and crisp is what's coming up. So you can see I've got the gauge cluster all taped up, the knobs, all the excess little areas where overspray can get on. And I'm going to go through, I'm going to treat it with MEK, which is a pretty nasty solvent. What it does, it gets rid of all the oil and the greases and the Armor All stuff. But it also kind of opens up the pores of the material. So when you wipe it on, you want to do it just before you're about to start dyeing it. And you can even look, this metal right here, this can all be dyed as well. So I'm going to hit that with the MEK. You can see what the steering wheel looks like and the rest of the interior. It lacks presentation. And I want to make sure that this car, when you open it up, you feel like there's a lot of potential there. So like you can see, the seats are out. I've got everything that I possibly could get out, and I'm using this Duplicolor vinyl and fabric dye. It's the flat black. Make sure you go flat on the interior unless you want it to be super shiny, permanent Armor All. It's not going to really jive with a lot of people, but this is what it looks like after it's been dyed. This was one of those original blue nasty seats. These are the door panels, and you can see this dye really does do a great job of changing the color of everything. You can use it on plastics, on metals, tape things off, obviously pull things off, but you can get a really quality finish by just dyeing them. But there's a process that you've got to take. Obviously, MEK is the critical component here on top of having a good dye, because the MEK does clean it really good and open up the pores. But you want to make sure that you just kind of lightly mist it and build it up. If you go too heavy, it's going to ruin your finish. So you want to really mist it. And you'll see I'm about to do that here. All right, now that we've got the dashboard and steering wheel and all that dyed, I also did these separately, and this is obviously the center console. You can see, yeah, the shift plate looks like crap. I got a new one of those coming, but overall, it's a nice matte flat black, and you can see even though it's been dyed, those chrome highlights are back. And the secret to getting those is spending $10 on Amazon. Let's get into that. All right, so I picked up these chrome paint pens for $10 on Amazon. They came in a couple days, like everything does, and it's a really shiny chrome paint, and it's in like a marker form. So when you get them, you're going to get 3 different sizes. I'm going to see if I can find the exact link back in my order purchases and throw it in the description. But the key with these, obviously, like with anything, you want to shake them up really well. Just shake them and then shake them a little bit more, and then you can see there's that paint tip at the end. you got to start working some of that paint out to get it there. Now, this one I already did, but you can see I'm going through and just very, very gently trying not to make a mess, building it up. You're not going to get perfect on the first pass, but what you are going to be able to do is build it up over time. Let it dry a little bit, come back and get any spots you may have missed. But you can already see it's got a good reflection to it, much like the factory finish. And because you can get them in different widths, you can find the perfect one for the trim piece that you're working on. Use these on the AC vents, obviously here on the center console, and countless other places. But it's just as simple as taking your time, put some music on, and let her rip. All right, so I'm going to go back over it now since it's dry with the 2 to 3 millimeter. It's just a fatter tip, and it's going to just make sure that you're not seeing any lines from where I was painting it or any of that. It's just going to be a solid, consistent one. I probably should have done this in the beginning, but I didn't want to make a giant mess as I was learning how to use them and get everything right. But going back over at the 2 to 3 millimeter really does give it a consistent finish. I wanted you to see the after. At the beginning of the video, I showed you the before, what it was the first day I started working on it. And now let's take a look at it where it's currently at and what's to come. So as you can see, we're sitting in here. It's been dyed. The interior's been dyed. Got both door panels on. Just waiting on carpet. And I don't have carpet because, well, they haven't gotten to it yet. I placed the order on December 9th, paid in full, and it's been pending, and I called a couple weeks before Christmas. I was told 2 more weeks. Called after Christmas. I was told 2 more weeks. I finally called the other day, and I was told, guess what? 2 more weeks. They've got one person working in the carpet department, and he's backed up on orders. So the reason I'm not going to make the 60-day deadline is because of freaking carpet. But honestly, that's going to tie this whole interior together. So that's what it is. There's not much more I can do at this point because of that. Little odds and ends I've been working on. You can see I've got the T-tops. I've got one of them off just to get a little extra light in here from these bad boys. But T-tops have been painted. They now match the color. I put a new air cleaner on. I know, the chrome one. Yeah, but this is a really cool black top. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not. Also, replaced the hood latch cable. That's been done. Again, all this stuff I've got content on. I just need to figure out where the heck the footage went. The car has been buffed. I'm going to have to go through and give it another waxing again just before, it's time to wrap this thing up. But yeah, that's the latest on the 60-day build. I am very disappointed that the carpet is not in. But yeah, the interior, just night and day difference from where it was at to where it is now. Looks good, smells good. Put a new battery in. That obviously is a pretty big deal because the car will actually start. But this is where we're at. On January 21st, 4 days before this thing was supposed to be completely over. And the carpet is the problem. It has a brake pedal finally. I've been gravity bleeding, so I got to get another leg out here to help me finish bleeding these brakes and getting them as good as I possibly can. But that'll be, an upcoming video. All in all, though, disappointed that we're not going to make the 60-day mark. I've got car shows coming up in just a couple weeks, and I was planning on bringing this to them, and I'm not going to bring the car with it being incomplete. I do have footage. I did find the footage of those badges. All these badges I fixed up and made them look good again. They're the original ones. But yeah, this is it. If you've been looking at my lives and my shorts, you've seen a little bit more progress. I'll be completely honest. I'm trying not to get emotional here. New Year's Eve, we lost my father-in-law, and Wally was his name. And for the last 20 years, I guess it would be his third career, he owned a Corvette parts repair restoration shop, right here where I live. And if you're familiar with Corvette Generation, maybe you bought some stuff from them, whether it be parts or brought your car there. You know Wally. And last couple weeks of December, it took a turn for the worst. And New Year's Eve, we were by his side when he passed away. And I've been putting some of my free time towards family stuff and making sure that things are continuing to move along. But getting back into it now, wrapping this build up, moving on to the next one, which is that 96 Collector's Edition. And you'll start seeing those videos drop beginning of February. And then we've got a couple more C3s to go through and get those revived. The good thing about those is they don't need carpet, so I don't have to worry about waiting 6 months, is what it seems like, to get carpet. I'm not going to bash the company doing it. It's, it is what it is, but it's a little frustrating that I did not know this when I ordered the carpet, that, December 9th to now January 21st, they haven't even started making it. I would have gone with something else. I would have just spent money elsewhere. But this is it. This is the 60-day revival. As disappointed as I am that we're not going to hit that 60-day deadline and taking it to car shows, this car's been saved. This car was sinking into the ground. It wasn't running. It looked like hell. The interior was shot. It didn't look good. I had the rusty floorboards, had to fix those. It just needed a lot of love. And I guess you could say for my first one of these, hasn't turned out too bad. All in all, I'm beating myself up because I wanted to hit that deadline, and we were so damn close hitting that deadline. It's one thing. Literally one thing is holding us up. And that, I believe, is a pretty important thing on the list of things to get done, to have a complete interior, because the purpose of this is to give someone a nice running, driving project car, not something that they've got to bring home and then worry about finishing the interior and putting things back together. I want to get all that done for them. And the fact that I'm not going to do that within the 60-day window doesn't mean I'm going to stop. I'm just going to pull it out of the shop. I'm going to pull the 96 in here, and we're just going to keep going on that one. And then we'll bring it back around, and we'll get the carpet in, and we'll call it a day. Hopefully, this next 2-week window really is just a 2-week window. Hit you with some before and afters here really quick as we wrap up the video. You want to follow along, subscribe, like, comment. This is a 1978 4-speed Corvette, 70,000 miles on it. That was just sitting there doing nothing, and now it's been brought back to life, and there's a lot more to come.